All right, we're going to go ahead and start with our post-race interviews for this afternoon Zippo 200 here at the Glen. We've now been joined by our second-place finisher, driver of the number 22 Hertz Ford, Brad Keselowski, and also our third-place finisher, driver of the number 60 Ford EcoBoost Ford, who's also our NASCAR Xfinity Series points leader by 24 points, Chris Buescher. So, Brad, we'll start with you. No, you're good. You mentioned earlier on your TV interview just about the adversity on pit road that you had to be able to overcome that and come back to second place. Just talk a little bit about the race and especially the final restart.
Yeah, sure. Kind of an up and down day, and Joey was really, really fast, and we knew that he had a little bit of trouble himself on pit road and drove through the field so quickly that he was running lap times, I think, 3 or 4 tenths faster than I was when we were leading, and it's just all I could do to really keep up with him there at the end. But I fought through some issues there. I made a mistake on pit road, and I finally figured something out and just over-figured it out. But I'm excited about that for tomorrow. But all in all, I think I just was probably a tad bit slower than Joey was, and made a few too many mistakes. But mistakes are part of these Xfinity races, at least for us, because we're pushing, trying to grow and be better race car drivers, better race teams, and that's not easy to do. You got to really hang it out to do that, and I probably hung it out a little too far there, and cost ourselves probably a better opportunity to win. I'm not sure I would have been able to beat Joey, but just digging real hard and learning and growing and trying to be better, and probably pushed a little too hard to be able to beat Joey. So he did a great job as well, and I think all in all it was just a really good race.
And Chris, for you talked on Friday when you were in here how important it was to start this stretch with a good run and really more than anything momentum. Talk a little bit about coming home third today and then heading to Mid-Ohio next week for the second consecutive road course for the series.
Yeah, it's a good day for us. We kind of knew that we had to bounce back a little bit from our last several weeks. So really solid day. We've been top 5 all weekend, right around 5th, and you were able to get a couple more there at the end and come home third. So it's a really good points day for us. It's tough because we needed quite a bit more to be able to contend for a win, but overall, really proud of the guys. They did a nice job. Car was in one piece whole time, never had any issues, and we have momentum going into Mid-Ohio and Road America. So we feel like our Mid-Ohio car is pretty stout. Going off of a lot of notes that we had there from last year, and feel like we'll be pretty stout. So it's just gotta keep doing it. It was a good points day for us, and as much as I hate to say it like that, but we ran top 5 pretty much all day, and we were able to get a couple more there at the end. So pretty good day for us. Pretty proud of my guys.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Brad or Chris. If you have one, please raise your hand and state your affiliation. We'll start up front with Lee.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. A strong day for Ford, Brad. But, the Toyotas and Chevys have really stepped it up on the Cup side. As solid as you guys are in the Xfinity Series, what do you guys have to do to catch up at this point?
A lot. There's no secret we're not where we want to be at the Cup level. I think there's a lot of reasons for that, and those reasons would probably last a lot longer than this press conference. But I think it's going to require a lot of work, and we're trying to get there. I think we can get there, but there's no doubt to me that the Toyotas and the Chevrolet camp are a little bit ahead of where we are at the Cup level. Over here at the Xfinity level, I think it's maybe not the fairest of reads. The team quality over here and driver quality today was, perhaps a little bit biased to the Ford camp. But on equal footing, I think we've seen the 33 and the 20 car be the two best cars, and those are both obviously not Fords. So, I think it's consistent throughout the 3 series, but a team and a driver can certainly make up for that. But when the teams and the drivers are equal, then the deficiency shows up. So for us, we got to figure that out, and that's on us to do.
All right, additional questions? We'll go to Kyle and then to the back.
Kyle Magda, Race Chaser Online. This one's for Chris, actually. You just talk about your day. I know you came home third. What was the game plan going into today? I know Chase finished a couple positions behind you. Are you thinking about points at all going into, Mid-Ohio? And what's the outlook for the rest of the season?
Always paying attention to points. Today we felt like we had a top 5 car for the weekend, and we knew that we were pretty consistently better than the guys were racing in points throughout the weekend. So for us, it was just a matter of making sure we finished that way, and we did a good job. We were able to stay right in that top 5 all day, and then really that's what we needed to do. I mean, that's about where we could run. I learned a lot throughout the race that'll be good to apply next time we come here, and even to the Cup race tomorrow. It's just we're always thinking about it. It's just it's not fun to go out there and points race say, oh, you just got to finish 5th and that's all. We're always trying to get as much as possible, but today it happened to be getting as much as we could out of it, getting a solid day, and at the same time we gained points due to other people's misfortunes or lack of running as well as we did this weekend.
All right, we have a question in the back, please.
Hey, Mike Tobertime, Warner Cable News. Obviously, you guys both ran extremely well today, but the amount of cautions today, does that present some challenges for you, despite the fact that you guys were both up front today, to get into a rhythm?
I really wish we would have had a lot less, but cautions are always tough. It's always tough going down into one on restarts, just knowing how aggressive everybody is. It's out of desperation and just trying to get as much as you can. It's an easy time to do it, and it ends up creating a lot more cautions, I think we saw. So, I would have liked to have been able to run it out, but the way it worked out, we got everything that we were going to get for the day. So, when they're all said and done, we got what we could, even with the cautions falling as they did.
All right, additional questions? We'll come up front, please.
Chris Gill from the leader for Brad. Penske's been just so strong in this series for the last decade. Just from your perspective, what have they hit on this second 1-2 finish in 3 years? What have you guys hit on up here?
Who do you work for again? Specifics.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. Why does Penske good here at Watkins go? Well, one, their driver lineup. No, I mean, it certainly helps to have Cup drivers in the cars. The experience helps. I think Penske has always had Watkins Glen as one of its best tracks. And it's always kind of funny how that works, how certain companies seem to run well at certain tracks at Cup or Xfinity level. For many years now, it's been Hendrick at maybe a Martinsville at the Cup level. Or I would point to even Roush at Michigan and tracks like that. It's always been one of the teams to beat. And I've always thought of Penske as being one of the teams to beat, not just at the Xfinity level, but at the Cup level at Watkins Glen, and always kind of one of the perennial favorites. We haven't got the win at the Cup level, but we've ran up front. I think the 2-car itself has had 4 second-place finishes in the last 6 years. So that's as close as you can get. But we haven't closed it out. But I don't know. I think just certain companies, whether it's culture of internal culture of management, or the just pride they take at coming to a track. I don't know. But certain companies just run better at some tracks. And it's always hard to identify that because, I think if you fully understood it, more times than not, you would apply it to other places and be that way everywhere. And the only thing I can really point toward or put my finger on is that for the Xfinity level specific to this race is that Penske always puts a couple level drivers in their cars for these races.
All right. Any final questions for Chris or Brad? All right. Then we thank you guys for your time and best of luck this weekend. Best of
Thank
luck
you.
tomorrow, Brad.
Appreciate it.